I want you to think about something you did this morning. You woke up, you walked to the kitchen, you poured yourself a glass of water. Maybe you drank it quickly because you were thirsty. Maybe you gulped it down with your morning medications. Maybe you filled a large bottle and started working through it before breakfast. You did not think twice about it. Why would you? It is water. It is the one thing every doctor, every nutritionist, every health article on the planet agrees on. Drink more water. Stay hydrated. Water is life. And yet, after 50, the way most Americans drink water, the timing, the temperature, the amount in a single sitting, and what they drink it with, is quietly creating a workload on their kidneys that their kidneys were never designed to handle at this stage of life. I am not telling you water is bad. I am telling you something more specific and more important than that. After 50, your kidneys have changed, and the way you drink water needs to change with them. Because right now, millions of Americans over 50 are drinking water in a way that feels completely healthy, that looks completely healthy, but is creating measurable stress on one of the most critical organs in their body. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what those mistakes are, why they happen, what the science says about kidney function after 50, and the precise adjustments that protect your kidneys while keeping you properly hydrated. My name is Dr. Marcus Reid. I have spent over 2 decades in internal medicine with a specific focus on adults over 50, and kidney health is something I consider one of the most underappreciated priorities in senior wellness. Most people do not think about their kidneys until something goes wrong. Today, I want to make sure nothing goes wrong. Before we go any further, drop your name and where you are watching from in the comments right now. I read every single one, and I genuinely want to know who I am speaking to today. Let me take you inside what actually happens to your kidneys after 50, because this is the foundation of everything I am about to share. And once you understand it, the mistakes I am going to describe will make complete sense. Your kidneys are 2 fist-sized organs sitting just below your rib cage on either side of your spine. Every single minute of every single day, they filter your entire blood supply, all of it. Roughly 200 liters of blood passes through your kidneys every 24 hours. They extract waste, regulate fluid balance, control blood pressure, manage electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, and produce hormones that keep your red blood cells healthy. They are, without exaggeration, among the hardest working organs in your body. Now here's what happens after 50 that almost nobody talks about. Kidney function declines naturally with age. This is not a disease, it is biology. Research published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology confirmed that kidney filtration capacity, measured by a value called GFR, or glomerular filtration rate, declines at a rate of approximately 1% per year after the age of 40. By the time you reach 60, your kidneys may be functioning at 70 to 80% of what they were at 30. By 70, that number can drop further. At the same time, 3 other changes compound this decline significantly. First, the blood vessels supplying your kidneys become stiffer and less responsive with age. Less blood flow means less filtration efficiency. Your kidneys are receiving less of what they need to do their job properly. Second, the number of functional filtering units inside each kidney, called nephrons, decreases with age. You cannot grow new nephrons. Once they are gone, the remaining ones must work harder to compensate. Think of it like a factory that loses 20% of its workers, but is still expected to maintain the same production output. Third, and this is the one that directly connects to how you drink water, your kidneys lose some of their ability to concentrate urine efficiently as you age. This means they need more fluid to process the same amount of waste. But at the same time, as I mentioned with the tongue video, your thirst mechanism weakens. You feel less thirsty but need more fluid. Your kidneys need more support but receive less reliable signals that support is needed. This is the environment your kidneys are operating in after 50. And this is exactly why the way you drink water matters more now than it ever did before. Mistake number 1, drinking too much water too fast. I want you to picture something. You wake up in the morning, you have not had water since the night before, you are thirsty, you fill a large glass, maybe 16 or even 20 ounces, and you drink it straight down in under 2 minutes. It feels good, it feels healthy, it feels like exactly what your body needed. But here is what is happening inside your kidneys during those 2 minutes. A sudden large volume of water entering your system creates an immediate demand on your kidneys to process and balance that fluid. In a younger person with full kidney capacity, this is manageable. The kidneys respond quickly, adjust sodium and fluid balance, and restore equilibrium efficiently. After 50, with reduced nephron capacity and stiffer kidney blood vessels, that sudden surge is processed more slowly and less efficiently. The result is a temporary but real fluid imbalance. Sodium levels in the blood can dip slightly, a condition called dilutional hyponatremia, even from a single large fast intake. In mild cases, this causes nothing obvious. In moderate cases, it contributes to the morning brain fog, mild nausea, or slight headache that many seniors attribute to simply getting older. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that rapid fluid intake, particularly in older adults with reduced kidney reserve, created measurably greater electrolyte disruption than the same volume consumed slowly over time. The fix is simple, but requires a habit change. No single serving of water after 50 should exceed 8 ounces, and each serving should be consumed slowly over at least 3 to 5 minutes. Not sipped ceremonially, just not gulped. Give your kidneys time to process what is coming in before the next wave arrives. I want to tell you about a patient I will call Gerald. Gerald was 58 years old, a retired firefighter from Arizona. He was disciplined about his health, exercised regularly, and had committed to drinking a full gallon of water every day after reading that hydration was essential for kidney health. When he came to see me, he described persistent morning headaches, occasional mild nausea, and an energy dip that hit him almost every day around 10 in the morning, about 2 hours after he had consumed most of his morning water intake. His standard blood work showed sodium levels at the very low end of normal, not technically deficient, but consistently low. When I asked how he drank his water, he described exactly what I just outlined. Large volumes, consumed quickly, first thing in the morning. We made one change. Same total daily volume, different delivery. 8 ounces maximum per serving, spread consistently across the day, consumed slowly. Within 3 weeks, his morning headaches had resolved, his energy dip had disappeared. His sodium levels at his follow-up were solidly in the middle of the normal range. Same water, different approach, completely different outcome. Mistake number 2, drinking cold water first thing in the morning. This one surprises people because cold water feels refreshing. It feels like it wakes you up, and for most of your life, it probably did no measurable harm. After 50, the first thing you put into your body in the morning matters more than it used to. Here is why. When you wake up, your digestive system and your kidneys are in a resting state. Blood flow to these organs is slightly reduced compared to their active daytime levels. Your core body temperature is at its lowest point of the day. When you introduce a large volume of cold water into this environment, your body triggers a mild vascular response. The blood vessels in your digestive tract and surrounding organs briefly constrict in response to the temperature change. This constriction temporarily reduces blood flow to the kidneys at the exact moment when they are shifting from rest to active filtration mode. Research published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology confirmed that cold fluid intake causes measurable changes in gastrointestinal blood flow and motility, effects that are more pronounced in older adults whose vascular responsiveness is already reduced. Beyond the kidney impact, cold water first thing in the morning slows gastric emptying. If you take morning medications, and many adults over 50 take several, cold water can slow the rate at which those medications are absorbed into your bloodstream, altering their effective timing in ways that matter for blood pressure medications, thyroid medications, and diabetes medications specifically. The adjustment here is straightforward. Your first glass of water in the morning should be room temperature or slightly warm. Not hot like tea, just not cold. Room temperature water absorbs faster, creates no vascular constriction response, and supports kidney transition from rest to active filtration far more gently. If you are still here with me and finding this genuinely useful, subscribe right now, because what I am about to share in the next section is something most people taking blood pressure or diabetes medications have never been told, and it matters significantly. Mistake number 3. Drinking large amounts of water with medications. This is the mistake I find most consistently underappreciated in my patients over 50, and it is one where the consequences can be more than just uncomfortable. Most adults over 50 take at least one prescription medication. Many take 3 or more, and the near universal advice is to take medications with a full glass of water. That advice is correct, but it is incomplete, and the part that gets left out matters. The issue is not the water you take with the medication. The The issue is the additional large volume of water that many health-conscious seniors drink immediately around medication time, believing that more water means better hydration and better medication absorption. Here is the problem with certain medication categories specifically. If you take a diuretic, commonly called a water pill, for blood pressure or fluid management, drinking large amounts of water in a short window around your diuretic dose can amplify the diuretic effect beyond what was intended. Your kidneys are already being signaled to excrete more fluid by the medication. Adding a sudden large fluid intake on top of that signal creates a processing demand that older kidneys handle less efficiently and can push electrolyte levels, particularly potassium and sodium, outside of optimal range. If you take ACE inhibitors or ARBs for blood pressure, medications like lisinopril or losartan, these drugs already affect how your kidneys regulate sodium and fluid. Large, rapid water intake around the time of these medications can temporarily exaggerate their blood pressure lowering effect, contributing to the dizziness on standing that many seniors on these medications experience. If you take metformin for blood sugar, adequate hydration is important, but excessive rapid fluid intake can affect how metformin is processed by the kidneys, and in rare cases contribute to a condition called lactic acidosis in people with already reduced kidney function. I am not telling you to drink less water when taking medications. I am telling you to drink 6 to 8 ounces with your medications and then wait 30 minutes before continuing your normal hydration routine. That 30-minute gap allows your kidneys to begin processing the medication interaction before the next fluid load arrives. I had a patient named Beverly. Beverly was 64 years old, a retired accountant from Florida. She took 3 medications every morning: a diuretic, a blood pressure pill, and metformin. She had read extensively about the importance of hydration for kidney health and had committed to drinking 32 ounces of water every morning within the first hour of waking, all taken around the same time as her medications. She came to me with recurring dizziness, occasional cramping in her legs, and persistent fatigue that her previous physician had been unable to explain. When I reviewed her morning routine, the connection was clear. She was essentially flooding her system with fluid at the exact moment her medications were creating their strongest combined effect on kidney processing and blood pressure regulation. We adjusted her morning water intake to 8 ounces with medications, followed by gradual hydration across the rest of the morning. Her dizziness resolved within 2 weeks. Her leg cramping disappeared within a month. Type the number 2 in the comments right now if you are still following along. It helps me know this information is reaching the people who need it most. Mistake number 4, drinking tap water without knowing what is in it. This one is not about how you drink water, it is about what is in the water you are drinking. And after 50, this distinction becomes significantly more important. Municipal tap water in the United States is regulated and generally safe, but safe for the general population and optimal for adults over 50 with aging kidneys are not the same standard. There are 3 specific substances commonly found in American tap water that deserve your attention after 50. First, chlorine and chloramine. These are added to municipal water as disinfectants, and they serve an important public health function. However, research has shown that long-term consumption of chlorinated water is associated with changes in gut microbiome composition, and emerging research suggests that chlorine byproducts called trihalomethanes may create additional processing load on kidneys that are already operating at reduced capacity. Second, sodium. Many water softening systems used in American homes replace hard water minerals with sodium. If you have a water softener in your home and you are on a low sodium diet for blood pressure or heart health, you may be inadvertently adding meaningful amounts of sodium to your daily intake through your drinking water without realizing it. For someone on a diuretic or blood pressure medication, this hidden sodium source can work directly against your treatment. Third, fluoride. At regulated levels, fluoride in drinking water is considered safe. However, research published in the journal Fluoride has noted that adults with reduced kidney function process fluoride less efficiently than those with full kidney capacity, potentially allowing it to accumulate at higher levels over time. The practical solution is not to stop drinking tap water or to spend a fortune on elaborate filtration. A quality activated carbon filter, available for under $50, removes chlorine, chloramine, and reduces many common contaminants effectively. If you have a water softener, consider a bypass line for your drinking water tap so that your drinking water is not sodium treated. And if your kidney function has been flagged as reduced at any point, ask your doctor whether fluoride intake is something worth monitoring in your specific situation. Mistake number 5, not drinking enough water in the evening or drinking too much. This is the balance mistake, and it goes in both directions. Many adults over 50 deliberately restrict water intake in the evening to avoid getting up at night to use the bathroom. This is understandable. Disrupted sleep is one of the most common complaints I hear from patients in this age group, and nighttime bathroom trips are a primary cause. But here is the problem. Your kidneys do some of their most important repair and filtration work during the overnight hours when your body is at rest and metabolic demands are reduced. If your fluid levels drop too low going into the night because you stopped drinking water at 5 in the afternoon, your kidneys are attempting overnight filtration with inadequate fluid volume. This concentrates the urine significantly, increases the risk of crystal formation that can lead to kidney stones, and in people with any existing kidney function reduction, can stress the remaining nephrons unnecessarily. On the other side, drinking large amounts of water in the 2 hours before bed, which some people do in an attempt to catch up on hydration, floods the kidneys at a time when their filtration rate naturally slows during the transition to sleep. This contributes directly to those nighttime bathroom trips and also disrupts the deep sleep stages that are most restorative. The solution is a gradual taper, not a cutoff. Continue drinking small amounts of water, no more than 4 to 6 ounces per hour, until about 90 minutes before your intended bedtime. Then stop. This keeps your kidneys adequately supported through the early overnight hours without creating the fluid surge that sends you to the bathroom at 2 in the morning. I want to be realistic with you about how long these adjustments take to feel different. In the first week of implementing what I have described today, most people notice improved morning energy, reduced headaches, and in many cases a reduction in nighttime bathroom trips. These are the most immediate changes. Over 4 to 8 weeks of consistent adjustment, the changes that tend to stand out most are in kidney-related markers. Blood pressure that had been slightly erratic often becomes more stable. Electrolyte levels, if they had been trending toward the edges of normal, typically move back toward center. And many people report a general sense of physical stability, less fluctuation in how they feel day to day, that they attribute to nothing specific, but is often the result of their kidneys simply functioning with less stress. Type the number 3 in the comments if you have made it this far. It is a simple way to let me know you are here and getting real value from this. The right way to drink water. Let me give you the complete framework. The right way to drink water after 50, built around how your kidneys actually function at this stage of life. Morning protocol. Within 30 minutes of waking, drink 1 6 to 8 ounce glass of room temperature water, not cold, not a large bottle. 1 measured glass, consumed slowly over 3 to 5 minutes. If you take morning medications, drink this glass with your medications and then wait 30 minutes before your next intake. Daytime protocol. Continue with 6 to 8 ounces every 60 to 90 minutes throughout the day, not large volumes in a single sitting. Consistent small amounts that give your kidneys a steady, manageable flow rather than periodic floods. Total daily intake for most adults over 50 should be between 6 and 8 cups, roughly 48 to 64 ounces. More is not always better. Consistent and measured is better. Afternoon protocol. Between 2 and 5 in the afternoon is when many seniors experience their strongest dehydration-related symptoms, brain fog, fatigue, mild headache. This is not because you have not been drinking water. It is because absorption and kidney processing efficiency dips slightly in the early afternoon. A 6 to 8 ounce glass with a small pinch of sea salt or a few bites of a mineral-rich food like a small piece of avocado or a few almonds during this window significantly improves how that afternoon water is processed and utilized. Evening protocol. Continue small regular amounts until 90 minutes before bed, 4 to 6 ounces per hour maximum. Stop 90 minutes before sleep. This protects overnight kidney function while preventing the nighttime disruption that makes so many seniors reluctant to hydrate in the evening at all. Filter your water. A basic activated carbon filter is sufficient for most households. If you have a water softener, bypass it for your drinking water source. Let me bring everything together because I want you to leave this video with something clear and actionable. After 50, your kidneys have changed. They filter more slowly, manage fluid surges less efficiently, and operate in an environment of naturally reduced reserve. The way most Americans drink water, large amounts quickly, cold first thing in the morning, in large volumes around medications, and with an abrupt evening cutoff, creates unnecessary stress on organs that are already working harder than they were at 40. Here is your complete summary. Mistake 1. Drinking too much water too fast. Fix. Maximum 8 ounces per serving, consumed slowly, every 60 to 90 minutes. Mistake 2. Drinking cold water first thing in the morning. Fix. Room temperature water only for your first morning glass. Mistake 3. Large water intake around medications. Fix. 8 ounces with medications, 30-minute gap before continuing hydration. Mistake 4. Not filtering tap water. Fix. Activated carbon filter, bypass water softener for drinking water. Mistake 5. Stopping water too early in the evening or drinking too much too late. Fix. Gradual taper ending 90 minutes before bed. None of this is complicated. None of it requires expensive supplements or dramatic lifestyle changes. It requires understanding that after 50, your kidneys need consistency and gentleness, not volume and speed. I want to ask you directly right now, which of these 5 mistakes have you been making without knowing it? Leave it in the comments. I read every single one, and your answer may shape what I cover next. If this gave you something real today, something your doctor has never had time to explain in a standard appointment, subscribe to After 50 Health, because this channel exists for one reason: to give you the honest, practical, evidence-based health information that is actually built for where your body is right now. Share this video with someone you care about who is over 50, because they are drinking water every single day, and what they do not know about how they are drinking it may be quietly affecting the organs they will need most in the years ahead. Take care of yourself, because the people who love you are counting on you to be here. I am Dr. Marcus Reid. I will see you in the next one. And remember, before making any changes to your health routine, always speak with your physician first. That is not a formality. That is how you make this work safely for your specific situation.